Hey everyone, I am Holly, and I share a part of my journey to help motivate and inspire you on yours. Recently, go play! This is the third attempt to record this video. Recently, I shared a few photos from a photo shoot on my 40th birthday, showing a lot more skin than I ever would have shown before, and I wanted to talk a little bit on why I chose to do that. I'm not a model, I don't get paid. My mom always wanted to, she thought I should be on TV, and I was almost, well, I was in one commercial, and I was almost in another, although they canceled the commercial. So my whole life, from the time of growing up to being in relationships, I was told that I didn't matter, that I wasn't enough, that I was too much, that I should be a certain way, that I shouldn't be a certain way. I was told that I shouldn't feel how I felt. And so this generated a lack within me. And this lack turned into, it was trauma, right? So this trauma formed abandonment issues, which then transpired into my reach for external validation, not feeling enough from others, not having validation from them. I then suppressed it and lacked self-worth. And so I was a huge tomboy growing up. I wore like XXL clothes, ball caps and bandanas all the time, and I was I felt confident in who I was. I didn't date till I was 19, and so this insecurity, subconscious insecurity that I felt, I didn't want anyone looking at me for my figure, for my body. I wanted them to hear my words and hear my intellect, and we can converse and they can see me on the inside. So I shielded my outer layer, and I just didn't want the attention, as the attention growing up in the physical for the women around me was a negative, you know, Hollywood sex sells, right? So when boys, or the immature male, the emotionally immature male, speaks out to a beautiful looking woman, they use derogatory terms, and it can cause discomfort, as we literally just want to be seen for who we are rather than for what we have on the exterior. So, and some women choose to use that differently and sell the exterior, but they're faking what's on the inside. So you think you're getting something beautiful, and it turns out to be like a snake. So my viewpoint started to change when I started dating. So I was 19, and I figured, you know, I wanted to dress up for the person I was with, and I didn't want my guy friends to look at me differently, and they said they wouldn't, and I know that that was not true, because they never thought about what was underneath prior to actually seeing what was underneath, right? So part of my decision to take Nuovo Photography up on their offer, they had an offer, free photo shoot, free photograph, a digital photo for my birthday. And so I, of course, purchased extra. It was just such an amazing experience. And so I went as they are promoting self-love and seeing yourself in a different light. Now again, I love dressing up. I really do. Usually it's me dressing up to take myself out or my child. I have been on dates in the past where sometimes I wear makeup, sometimes I don't. It depends what I'm feeling like at the time. Sometimes dresses, sometimes heels, sometimes just like some sneakers and nice clothes. So this photo shoot, it really brought something to light for myself. I'm going through a huge transition. I'm leaving a lot of things behind, a lot of people behind, and it's a rebirth for me. Literally everything feels new. I know what I want to do, although I don't know what I want to do. I could do this or I could do that. Like I'm good at whatever I do, so I get to choose, although I want to do many things. So the photography session and sharing the photos brought great feedback from certain people who it helped motivate them. Seeing my strength in sharing that. Like, I'm pretty sexy, but I say that in a humble way. It's almost like I've felt guilty before on showing certain things. I don't want certain feedback, although now I'm at a point where I'm strong enough, I have healthy boundaries, and I have a voice. So now I can speak for myself and not be the victim, and the victim mentality where I would, have a guy push himself on me and not know what to say, not know what to do because of the things I've been through in the past. So knowing myself now and knowing my worth and having my values secure, it was good for me to share that, and I wasn't sharing it for the likes. I was sharing it for showing others your potential. I rarely would picture myself in that type of light, especially like being single. Being in a relationship is completely different. That's kind of like, it just comes out of me. But being single and seeing yourself that way, and knowing that all of us are capable of getting to that point where you can view yourself in the light that you hope others to see you in. This is why I shared those. So you can see now how I see myself after going through such a huge transformation. If you knew me 20 years ago, you would see me different now, although in ways I feel the same inside. I've grown a lot. Excuse me. Okay, kids again. So, when you take charge, take control of your life, and you remove the toxic behaviors and toxic patterning, toxic friendships, toxic relationships and partnerships and jobs, toxic, your thought patterning when it comes to everything, including finances and money. When you can make the shift, you can see yourself in a completely new light. You don't need to do a photography session like that, although many of you who have known me for 25 years, and I know some of you are watching the videos, so you've known me 25 years or longer. Some of you, it's been over 30 years. You can see the change. Many would have never expected where I am now, and I'm grateful to share a part of my story so you could see when you put your mind to your self-worth and you know your values and you speak your truth and you hold those healthy boundaries vocally, physically. No is a complete sentence. You need to explain no thing to no one. Your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, what matters to you in life, that's what matters. Building your healthy community, and when you start to remove the toxic connections out of your life, you find who you were always meant to find. And this is where you learn patience. I have been single for the majority of my life. My relationships lasted like 3 months, the majority of them. When I know something is off and someone chooses to harm me, I will not put up with it. And me slamming the door and walking the other direction is all the explanation they need. And most of my relationships were ended amicably. I've still spoken with people over the past. Most of them weren't ended poorly. Some were, and those were more recent than anything. So, my share will hopefully bring you inspiration for where you could be, how you can feel, and know your worth. You matter. You matter because you're here and you're acknowledging that you want more for yourself and you want better. You matter. Learn the lessons. Step up to the plate and conquer them all. You move those mountains. And you get up and you use your voice. And you never let anyone walk over you ever again. Cause no harm and you cause no trespass on any other being or corporate entity. No harm and no trespass. Stand in your volition and know who you are. Mwah. Blessings to you all.